Hi dolls, it's Roxy Renee. This video will be about my experience traveling to Mexico with my then 16-month-old son. If you'd like to hear more information about our experience, stay tuned. Coming right up. So what made me take my 16-month-old son to Mexico with me was the fact that I love to travel. My son has had his passport since he was 3 months old because I was very adamant about traveling with him as he grew, or as he was to grow. So it was very important for me to have his passport as young as possible because I didn't know when I would be ready to take him with me, but I wanted him to be ready when I was ready, you know. So I decided on taking him to Mexico just because it was not far. It wasn't too far away, but it wasn't, you know, extremely close, and it was also international. My thought process was it will be both of our first times going, so it will be a new experience for both of us, and it will be cool for me to experience that with him. So it was just me and him. There was no other adult, no other child. It was just me and my son, and we flew from JFK straight into Mexico, and we stayed in Playa Del Carmen. We had a nonstop flight, so our flight was about 4 hours nonstop, and it was a great experience. This is Lincoln. It was a great experience because he had already been flying. Like, he wasn't afraid to fly. He's been flying since he was 3 months old, so him flying was not a big deal at all. We had lots of different toys and things of that nature, and that was one thing that I did a lot of research on as far as how to travel internationally with a young child, what I should bring, what I should do, certain little tricks of the trade that I could get around. So I looked at lots of different videos that showed me toys that was great for their children, and I'm going to share a few with you guys. The first toy that I saw that I should get was an Etch-A-Sketch, right? An Etch-A-Sketch is an old toy. It was great because he didn't know as far as what to do with it, so it was all about exploring how to use it. And that was really the greatest part about it. The next thing was this little book, which I got from Amazon. And the great thing about this book, it is an animal alphabet book. But when you open the book, look, the tabs move. So B is for bear, A is for alligator. It's really, really fun because it's like an interactive book. So it's not just one of those boring little alphabet books. It actually has a lot that you can do. The tip that I got from other YouTubers were to not show your child the toys that you're going to be taking with you when you travel beforehand. So do not let them see it. Hide it in your travel bag, whatever bag you're taking. Hide it away so that they don't see it, because they will be bored by the time it's actually time to use it. So that's the point, is to keep them occupied during the travel time. So that was a great tip for me, which I'm passing along. So when we got to Mexico, I always set up my shuttles prior to my arrival in whatever country I go to. So we did have a company contractor, which I found through TripAdvisor. That's mostly where I find all of my information as far as any excursions that I'm going on. That and Viator. Viator is another great one, but that's where I get all of my shuttles from, any excursions that I'm going on, all of that good stuff. So definitely visit TripAdvisor and Viator for things of that nature. As soon as we got there, our transportation was there. I did tell them ahead of time that I was traveling with a small child, so they did have a car seat in our transport van that took us to our hotel. He was gracious enough to take us to like a market to get my son, he was drinking, of course, whole milk, so we stopped to get whole milk and juice and water and things like that, and he was really, really nice and helpful. Go back over there, baby. He was really nice and helpful, and that was really nice to see because that was my first experience. I didn't know how everyone was going to perceive children, and Mexico is a extremely baby-friendly, kid-friendly country. They love children. I mean, they were just interacting with my son more than they were interacting with me, really. But it was an amazing, amazing experience. And then where we stayed at, I have my little sticky note here, at Grand Sunset Princess All Suites Resort. That is a lot to say. We got our package, or I bought our package from another website called bookit.com, where you can get your hotel and your flight together, and then you pay a package deal, and of course you save a whole lot doing that. And that was a great resource, because who wants to, you know, pay for an expensive flight and then turn around and pay for an all-inclusive hotel? Nobody. Quick tip about that. A lot of different resorts, they charge for children. My son, he was of course 16 months at the time, but he still would have gotten charged if we stayed at another different type of resort. He already flew for free being under 2, but the resorts in the surrounding areas and in Mexico in general, and this is just around the globe, children get charged to stay at the hotel. There's like a fee. This specific resort, Grand Sunset Princess, they did not. So I was extremely excited about that, and they were extremely accommodating to my child. They asked, of course, if I needed a playpen / bed in the room, and of course I did get that. And the total price for the package that we had was $1,260, and you pay it in installments. You know, you put down a deposit and then you pay 3 or 4 installments of whatever payment, depending on how much it is. So it is a great resource, bookit.com. And yeah, so the resort was huge. It was all inclusive, but the resort was so big. Like, when we first got there, we had to get on like a little caddy to get to our hotel room. It was that big. So the resort was so beautiful. I'm gonna insert some pictures in so you guys can see kind of like what it looks like. It was great. The room was awesome. There was a jacuzzi tub and a shower. So in case you did not want to get in the jacuzzi tub, you could just get in the shower. So I have a really funny picture of when I was in the tub. My son, he did not want to be apart from me much because of course it's a new environment. So he pretty much sat in the playpen while I was in the tub just to stay close to me. And while we were there, we went to the beach. We went to the beach, and the resort is of course right off of the beach. That was another reason why I chose it, so you could just walk to the beach, and you can the resort has their own chairs and lounge chairs and things like that you can use while you're there. We did a lot of different things. I wasn't sure, traveling with such a small child by myself, what excursions and things I was okay to do, because I did not have the extra support of another adult. But I did also want to soak up all of the Mexican culture. I wanted to go to the Chichon Itzá. I'm probably not saying that right. Chichon Itzá, the pyramids, the Mexican pyramids. So we definitely want to do that. And when we went to do that, that was like a 4-hour drive one way and 4 hours back. That was very brutal. We had some issues with the transportation company because initially they knew he was coming, and they asked me did I want a car seat. They ended up not having one available, and then while we were driving it became available, but it was too late. So I had him in the seat with me, and he did not want to sit down. He was just being a toddler. What more can I say? He was just being a busy toddler, and 4 hours of being a busy toddler can get very tiresome on mom. So by the time we got to the pyramids, I already felt like I needed a nap. So when we got to the pyramids, it was just a whole lot because I brought my carrier in addition to a stroller. We have a really cool travel stroller that is very compact and kind of just folds into a little square. So I had that with us just in case he did not want to be on my back and he wanted to be free. But here's another tip for you parents out there. Do not take a stroller to any of the, to Tulum, to the pyramid. It's rocky, it's uneven pavements, it's just sand. It's a no. Absolutely not.
Do not do it. Don't take a stroller.
Take a baby carrier or just allow the toddler to run free. But don't take a stroller. I beg of you. It was a struggle. And because it was really, really hot, I didn't want to keep him on my back because I didn't want him to overheat. I didn't want to overheat, so I kept him in the stroller, but that was very restricting because a lot of times you're going through these really uneven areas, and the wheels on the stroller was just like, how about no? How about no? So that was challenging, but we made it through. The experience was incredible. Here's some pictures from that. Actually, we ended up going to Tulum on a whim because I set up a shopping, like to go into Cancun to just go do some shopping. That was going to be like a little light trip that wasn't very long because, of course, again, I didn't know what I should be doing while he was with me because I didn't want him to be tired. He needs a nap. When he gets cranky, it's just all bad. So I was like, we're just going to go do a little shopping. That'll be fun, a quick, fun, light little trip. So as we were getting in the car to go to our to meet up with the tour group, because this was one that they didn't pick you up at your hotel, you had to meet them somewhere. So I was getting in a cab to meet the tour group, and my taxi driver was like, "Why are you doing that? Like, that's not fun. You see that where you live now." When we lived in New York at the time. "You see that where you live now?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of true." He was like, "How about you go to Tulum?" And he gave me a really good price. I don't remember what the price was, but I'm sure it was much less than what I would have paid otherwise. So he drove us in his car to Tulum, which that was probably like a 2-hour, 2.5 drive, 2.5-hour drive, excuse me, away from Playa del Carmen. And it was a great experience. We stopped off into like a little natural springs area. He was just kind of showing us the surrounding area. And he also, or was that, no, yeah, we did like a little stop off at the natural springs area. Then we went to Tulum. And again, I did not know what to expect. I took the stroller and it was a disaster. When you get to Tulum, I didn't even get to make it to this beautiful part that they have there. It's like off of the beach, and you're standing at the top, and it's like a really nice scenic area there in Tulum. I didn't make it because the stroller was just, again, like, no. It was sand. So by this time, I was so worn out. I was not trying to take Lincoln out and do anything other than go back home. So in Tulum, there was like a little like shopping area in there around the surrounding area. So we went to grab some tacos. We went to like a market to grab, you know, little souvenirs if I wanted some. So I did grab a few souvenirs from Tulum. So that's pretty much it. And then we headed back to the hotel, and that was just a great impromptu trip. But overall, traveling to Mexico with my son was great because of the all-inclusive resort that we were in. Of course, all food was included, so they had many different kinds of buffets. I can say that the food was really good. They had different types of restaurants and, of course, all kinds of foods. All American. Then they had an Italian restaurant. They had a seafood restaurant. It was dope. I would definitely go back and stay at that resort. The people were nice. It was very clean. It was just everything. Like, that was my first time staying in an all-inclusive resort, but it was great. Like, I would definitely stay there again. So that's my experience traveling to Mexico with my 16-month-old, well, my then 16-month-old son. And you guys should definitely go if you're thinking about it. And I hope you enjoyed our story. Have a great day, and thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my videos if you like what you see, and press the like button. Please also follow me on Instagram, worldly.roxy, so you can see what my everyday life is like, being as though I pretty much am there every day posting something. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.